Tonight, the new video showing the moment authorities say a private boat slammed into the back of a crowded ferry in Clearwater, Florida, and left the scene before police arrived. At least one person killed, 10 others injured. Listen as a crew member calls for help.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. There's been a boat collision.
It happened just before 9 p.m. Sunday. 45 people were on board the ferry, which taxis guests across Clearwater Bay from downtown Clearwater to Clearwater Beach. Brenda Alvarez, pregnant and on board with her 2 young children.
It shattered the whole back of the boat.
Yeah.
It left a huge dent.
The mangled vessel stopping on a sandbar. First responders racing in.
They were faced with a very challenging job in the nighttime, in the water, trying to figure out who are our most injured.
Less than 4 miles from the crash, that private boat, authorities say was involved, being towed out of the water, taken in as evidence. David, police say the operator of that private boat and the 5 others who were on board have all been accounted for. Tonight, the ferry company says they're heartbroken. David.
Victor Kendo live for us. Victor, thank you. We're also learning more tonight after a horrific SUV attack in Vancouver, the driver plowing into a crowd. Tonight, the suspect now charged with murder. 11 people were killed, including a 5-year-old girl. ABC's Matt Gutman in Vancouver tonight.
Oh my gosh, Lord have mercy.
Tonight, authorities searching for a motive after an SUV plowed through a crowd in Vancouver. A lively street festival suddenly filled with the screams of the wounded. At least 11 dead and more than 24 injured.
We've never experienced a crime to this scale, a crime this horrific.
Authorities identifying the suspect as 30-year-old Kaiji Adam Lowe of Vancouver, charging him with 8 counts of second-degree murder, and they say more charges are coming. Just after 8 p.m. Saturday, closing time for the Lapu-Lapu Day Festival celebrating Filipino heritage, a black Audi SUV plowing through the crowd.
We saw the body all over the place.
Yeah. How far did the car go? Did you see where it stopped?
The end.
Disturbing video showing victims scattered all over the street, people rushing to save the wounded. Bjorn Villaruel shaken by what he saw.
When you close your eyes, you see them?
Yeah,
you see the victims?
I feel that I could do something. I need to save those people. My people.
The 11 victims between the ages of 5 and 65. The youngest, just 5 years old, dying alongside her parents. That family leaving behind a 16-year-old son. And David, despite the rain here, this memorial has been growing by the hour, and those national elections taking place across Canada today, but still authorities here say they believe that this was not motivated by terrorism. David.
All right, Matt Gutman in those heartbreaking interviews. Matt, thank you. We turn now to the Vatican tonight, and we have learned that the secret conclave to elect a new pope will start a week from Wednesday on May 7th. ABC's chief international correspondent James Longman at the Vatican again tonight, where preparations are now underway in the Sistine Chapel.
Just days after the world said goodbye to Pope Francis, tonight a date is set to choose his successor. The Vatican announcing Wednesday, May 7th, conclave will begin, and the most powerful men of the Catholic Church will gather in the painted magnificence of the Sistine Chapel. Conclave, literally with key, means the cardinals will be shut off from the outside world. No communication, no news, no distractions from their sacred work. There are 252 cardinals, but only 135 of them are under 80 and therefore eligible to take part. Swedish Cardinal Aberelius predicts a long election because they don't know each other. Francis chose cardinals for 29 countries that had never had a cardinal before. The oldest eligible is Spain's Carlos Osorio Sierra. He turns 80 in mid-May and told reporters he had already decided who he'd select. Their red robes, red to remember the blood of Christ, shone bright in the sun of Saturday's funeral, where thousands gathered to remember Francis. His simple wooden coffin, a contrast to the awesome splendor of Vatican City. His basic tomb, inscribed with one word, Franciscus, the cross he wore in life reproduced on the wall above. David, a special floor will be built inside the Sistine Chapel to protect that more than 500-year-old marble. A stove will be installed in order to burn those ballots, and that special chimney, which will all be watching for that famous white smoke.